Has your learner started taking online tutoring classes? Are you trying to find an easy way to organize all of the materials needed for the online tutoring sessions? Well, you are in luck. Today, I will show you how to create a tutoring box to keep all of your learners' materials organized and easy to access for each tutoring session. So let's begin. Let's start by looking at some of the materials you may want to include in your tutoring box. First, you will probably want to include a whiteboard. You will want to include some paper. You will also want a folder. You will want a notebook. And you may also want a binder. You can also use my labels for labeling your handouts or labeling your tutor box. And I will link that below so that you can have those if you would like those. After you have these items, you also need some writing utensils. So you will want to include some sharpened pencils and some erasers. You'll want to include some dry erase markers, as well as either an eraser for your dry erase board or a cloth that you can use to erase the board. You may want to include some highlighters. Some other materials you may want to include could be colored pencils or crayons. If you use the labels, you might want some tape to tape on the labels onto your box. And you need something to hold all of your utensils in. So you can either use a pencil holder like this one. You could also use a pencil pouch. You could even use a Ziploc bag if that's easier for you. Some other materials that you may need could include math manipulatives such as cubes. You might need some materials for games you'll play during the tutoring session. These could include dice. It could include game boards that the tutor provides. The tutor may ask you to include some other materials for your tutoring sessions. So it's always best to find out what your student will need for their tutoring session and make sure you have those materials in their tutoring box. Now that we have all our materials, it's time to start setting up your tutoring box. The first thing we will do is unwrap any materials from their packages, and then we are going to get the binder and the folder all set up. The next step is to organize all your other materials. You will need to decide which materials you will be putting into your pencil box or pencil pouch, and then decide if you need any other small containers or if you'll be putting the other materials just at the bottom of the box. For my tutoring box, I plan to put the highlighters, the pencils, and the dry erase markers into the pencil cup. Then the erasers I'll be putting at the bottom of my tutoring box near the front. Now it's time to put your tutoring box together. You will need all the materials that you have gathered. You will also want to grab your tutoring box label. You will put the label on your box, and then you will put all your materials in your box. I always like to put the binder, notebooks, folders, and whiteboards near the back of the box. And then I like to put the smaller materials near the front, such as the writing utensils, any erasers, and any manipulatives you need for your class. Now that we have the tutoring box created, let's talk about how to use it. You can keep your tutoring box in an easy place for your student to access. It can sit on the edge of a desk, it can sit in a closet, or it can be on a bookshelf. When it is time for your learner to take the tutoring session, they simply bring their box to their computer. Then during the session, they can easily grab any materials they need and they won't have to go looking for them. Everything is already in the box. Whenever you get new materials that you need for the tutoring session, you simply just add it to the box. It's an easy way to keep everything organized and to be able to have everything ready when it's time for each tutoring session. I hope you enjoyed making your tutoring box today. Comment below with which tutoring supplies and materials you included in your box. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.